Hi everyone, happy 4th of July Eve. Today's July 3rd. Thank you for joining me for Fun Fold Friday. Tomorrow is 4th of July. I can't believe, again, we're already into July. The months are just flying by. But today we are going to make a really fun fold. Well, it's a fun fold, but it's an easy one. And I'm going to use 4th of July colors, red, white, and blue, just because of 4th of July, but it's a birthday card. So you can use any designer series paper. I just went with red, white, and blue because of 4th of July. So I don't really have any announcements for you this week, surprisingly. But just thank you for joining me. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Lisa Cunningham, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Rio Rancho, New Mexico. So every Friday, I have a pre-recorded video for you, and I do a fun fold card. So I show you how to do it, and I have a PDF that has all the products that I use, and then on the inside it has the measurements of the project. So here's today's project, my red, white, and blue. And you can join my email list and you will get this every Friday morning, so you'll have it before my video posts at 12 o'clock. And I also include my workshop Wednesday tutorials for that week. So I think that is it. You have any questions on anything, just let me know. Let's get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with today's project. So since tomorrow is July 4th, I thought, well, let me make a red, white, and blue card. Although originally I started out with blueberry bushel and real red. So let me show you. Blueberry bushel, real red would have been my go-to colors, but I didn't have the Regal's designer series paper. I only had the brights in colors. So I went with Poppy Parade and Azure Afternoon. So let me show you the products that we're going to be using. So we're going to use the Beautifully Celebrated dies, and I'm only using one of the banners and then this little foliage thing here. And then we're using a family celebration. So I didn't pull these stamps out. Let me show you why I hadn't pulled them out yet. Is because, see this one? It says happy birthday to my. This is all one stamp. But me, being who I am, I cut my stamp. So that's kind of why I hadn't pulled it out. I wanted to show you. And then we are using Daughter, but I'm going to use Friend so that I don't have two of the same cards. But on my original, I put To My Daughter. So again, I cut mine. You could see where I cut them, and don't be afraid to cut your stamp. See, it would all go together like so, because that way I can use them separately. I could just put happy birthday or to my friend, you know, just like I'm doing here, to my daughter, but we're doing to my friend. So I wanted to show you that. That is a stamp that's all together, but I cut mine. This is all one stamp. So what I'm going to do is on my block, I know I'm getting away from what we were doing, showing you the products, but I'm just going to put To My and then Friend right here, and then put it on my block. And then, since I already have these two lined up, I'm going to, put these two on my block, because we're going to stamp happy birthday on the inside. So just wanted to show you that before we get way into card making. So we're using the Sunset Shimmer Vellum, and I'm just using the clear, the white, but it's got that really fun shimmer in it. It also comes in the Balmy Blue, and I think this is Barely Blush. Yeah, Balmy Blue, Barely Blush, and they're calling the other Iridescent. And then, like I said, the Brights DSP. This is the only ones that I had. So this designer series paper is pretty, really pretty. I love the Brights. So, and now they come in 12 by 12. The color families used to only be 6 by 6, but now they come in 12 by 12. So perfect for scrapbook pages too, if you're a scrapbooker. And like I said, we're going to use Azure Afternoon, Poppy Parade, and Basic White. If I can pick up my Basic White. And I already pulled these out. We're using these two patterns, and then this is on the back side. So that we're using the big dots. It would have been nice if there was stars, because it would go with 4th of July for sure. And then we're going to use this golden white ribbon. And since I have the gold in there, I'm using the metallic gems gold. I don't have too many. I've been using these a lot, but I wanted sparkles 4th of July. And then obviously this is not a 4th of July card, but just going with the 4th of July theme. And we're using the Azure Afternoon blends. All right, so let's get started. Where am I? Oh, let me give you guys the measurements. I always forget. If you're on my email list, you received this morning. If you're not on my email list, you could join my email list and you will get this every Friday morning along with my Workshop Wednesday tutorials. So if you're not, go ahead and take a screenshot now of these measurements. That way you don't have to listen, figure them out. I mean, it's nice for you to listen, but it's easier just to take a screenshot. And you can always shop for the products here. All right, so we are going to start out with a 5.5 by 6 3/4 Poppy Parade. 5.5 by 6 3/4. And I think this is 5.5 already. Yes, so I used 1 sheet of cardstock and 6 3/4. Remember, bump your cardstock all the way up. And then we are going to score the long side at 4 1/4. I got to look at my own measurements. 4 1/4. And then this is going to fold over, and that'll be our card front. So now our little card is going to be 4 1/4 by 6. 4 1/4. Oops, 4 1/4. Almost messed that one up. By 6. And then we're going to score this one at 3. And then that is our little card, our mini card. So let's cut the designer series paper too, since we have it all out. So the Poppy Parade large dot one is going to be 4 1/8. And so 4 1/8 is 2 lines after the 4. 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, which is 2 notches before the half. So again, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then our Poppy Parade small dot, which is the back side, we're going to go 2 3/8, so 2 notches again before the half. 2 3/8 by 5 3/8. That's our small dot pattern. And then our Azure Afternoon, the large one, we're going to go 2 7/8, 2 notches before the 3. 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, and then now we need 2 7/8 by 4 1/8 basic white. That's the inside of the mini card. So 2 7/8, which is 2 notches before the 3, and 4 1/8, 2 notches after the 4. I like to point these out since I'm doing the 8s. So 2 notches after the 4 for 4 1/8. And so then we need, these are all for the die cut, so we don't really need to trim those pieces. Again, I always just like to let you guys know what size you will need for your die cuts. But all right, so let's start with our mini card. So our mini card is actually gonna go in so that it opens this way, not your standard. So what would that, to the right instead of to the left? But let's burnish these. Okay, so this little piece goes on the front of our, I have it crooked, the front of our mini card. And since we're on the mini card, we'll put our basic white, which is going to go on the left side because of the way it's going to go in the card. All right, so there's our mini card. Now back to this one, our card front. We're going to use the small dotted pattern. And if you guys think you're hearing music in the background, I do have music on. I always have to have some background music. Normally I don't do it in my videos, but I forgot to shut it off. So sorry about that. But it's calming. I always, like I said, I just always have to have either music going or the TV going while I'm creating. Half of the time, I don't even know what's going on. You know, I'm just like, it's just plain. And I think I must have cut this wrong because this looks really narrow. Let me, what did I say? The small dot, 2 3/8 by 5 3/8. 2, yeah, I did 2 3/8. This is, oh, I think my score lines were messed up. So my measurements are right, but this is just, see how there's no border over here. But it's okay. So we're going to glue our mini card. I'm running out of glue here. And we're going to glue our mini card inside. And just kind of make sure that your top and bottom, like borders or whatever, match. Just hold this down for a minute. I got glue all over my fingers, and look, I probably have. There. All right, so then that's how our fun fold is going to open. I'm like, did I put anything on the inside? I don't even remember. Instead of me, oh yeah, we're doing happy birthday on the inside. So let's go ahead and stamp that because we're gonna tie our ribbon. And if you want, let me grab a scratch piece of paper, and then you could just see how it's gonna line up. So if you don't want that big of a gap, okay, let me clean my stamp so that I don't get Poppy Parade ink all over. We can stamp them separate. So we can go happy. If you're doing multiples, you might want to do the words together just because you can do it so much quicker. And then do happy birthday, and you can move it closer. Can you guys see? I'm trying to center without sticking my head in. Ah, I got the bottom. Oh, shoot. I had a feeling. And I could have trimmed those off more, but you get the idea. There it is closer. I can't believe I did that. But you know how we're going to fix that? We're probably I'm going to redo it. And so that's why sometimes you could stamp before, and then that way, if you make a mistake, you just flip the paper over. But I messed it up. I will fix that later. I was going to say I'd put an embellishment there, but since I don't have that many gold, I'll just redo it. And so to redo it, I'll just recut it. And look, I actually almost have that piece. And then I'll just glue it over it. But just to save time for the sake of the video, we're going to move along. You know, I'm human. I make mistakes too. So put this and this, and then we're going to tie our gold ribbon around and make a bow. Let me get my tweezers, my second hands. Tell you, these darn allergies are driving me bonkers. All right, let's do our bow like so. I could cut my piece. I don't know why I'm not cutting it. This ribbon is shriveling. Take this out. Where's my ribbon scissors? Let's cut this. I'm going to fix this bow, definitely. I'm going to move it over to the side some, too. So this, like I said, you guys, I'm not the greatest bow maker. I guess that's what I'd like to be when I grow up, is a great bow maker. But we're going to move that to the center and over to the right. All right, so you guys are like, whoa, you're making this too complicated. So I am going to die cut our banner. And I can only cut one of these at a time because that's all I have as far as the die. And I'm trying to make both of these fit. So I'm using the shimmer, the iridescent shimmer. Let's cut these. Slide this back over because I need another one. Where's my... So I got to cut 4 of these, but just 2 shimmer, and then we're going to cut 2 azure afternoons. I could have kind of did some ahead of time. But again, if you want to make this card in red, white, and blue, and you have the Regal's Designer Series paper, that would be amazing. I just didn't have Regal's. I'm trying to get those little things off, but here, let's go again now with Azure Afternoon. And this is another fun fold that is quick and easy. Just... you can use whatever Designer Series paper and stamp sets that you have. I just give you the layout so that you can see how it's done. Okay, where did my other one go? Oh, there it is. I'll say these things are taking off on me. Let me get all these little snippets. Put my plate back on. Okay, so do you all have plans for the 4th of July? We are heading up to the ranch. And we'll probably stay there a few days, probably at least 4. But then I have my brother, sister-in-law, my brothers, my daughter, and sister-in-law are all coming in because we have a family wedding coming up. So we'll have to come back from the ranch. Okay, so now we're going to stamp to my friend. And I'm going to leave these two in the position that they're in because we already positioned it. And to my friend. Although this is family celebration, the stamp set, you could pretty much make it for everything. Mom, dad, son, sister, wife, better half, brother, husband, grandma, grandchild. So the list goes on. And let me clean this. I know I have to restamp that other one. And then I'm going to pull my scrap piece back in here. Because now we're going to do Azure Afternoon and just put some splashes on it. Splash your... And I'm doing both light and dark. So we have some dark spots and we have some lighter spots. Again, 4th of July, trying to make it like, although it's not a 4th of July card, I keep going back to 4th of July because tomorrow is the 4th. All right. This bow I still have to work. I'm going to have to redo it anyway because I have to restamp the inside. So we will put a couple of dimensionals above our ribbon. And then a couple below. And if you would like for your ribbon to kind of stay, you can add a glue dot over here. So when they open it, the ribbon will still stay on. Makes sense? I will show you. So to my friend, so let's just put a mini glue dot right under here. So like I said, when they open their card, the ribbon's gonna stay attached to it. That way they don't have to take it all the way off. Okay, so now we're gonna add our little foliage. And I'm just gonna add these with a glue dot. So my glue dots, I'm gonna add the Azure Afternoon first. And I just wanted to add something to this card so that it wasn't just, just plain. Kind of felt like it was a little plain. Like I said, I wish I had some stars and stripes, or stars at least, but I don't. So we're going with dots. And we're just gonna tuck this right. My glue dot's sticking. My glue dot is sticking first before I can, now look, this one came off of the shimmer. And I'm trying to see if I even cut these on the right side of the shimmer. I think I did. I'm just like, or no, actually this side might be the shimmer. But we're gonna tuck this back in here as well, like so. And then just do the same at the bottom, just to add something to the card. And add this one. Yes, I'm putting them upside down because I did cut them the wrong way. I didn't cut on the shimmer side. I cut the other, see, I cut on this side, and look, this is the side with the shimmer. So I just turned them upside down, which is perfectly fine. My bow, and now let's get our metallic gems. And then we will be done with this card. Let's add a dot here. Okay, I'm gonna add these small ones on the card. And then another big one here. And I believe that is it on those. And that is our card. So originally to my daughter and then to my friend. What do you guys think? Do you like it? It's super fun, quick and easy, fun fold. And I want it to kind of represent 4th of July. Looks like I got to fix this bow too. But I wish we had some other sparkly, like iridescent ribbon. But I had to go with the gold, so I used the metallic gems. So I hope you guys like this card and you plan on making it. Be sure and give me some likes, some love. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Refer me to your friends. Share. I do a Fun Fold Friday video every Friday, and then I do my Workshop Wednesday video every Wednesday at 6:00 p.m. I hope you all have a safe and fun 4th of July, and I will see you back here next Friday. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.